Namaste to one and all. This is Madhuri. It's Science at Your Tips. So today we have a small topic that is evaporation, and also along with that we'll see vaporization. A little difference is there between evaporation and vaporization. Evaporation means nothing but if you take a liquid, this liquid converts into its a gaseous state at one particular temperature. At one particular temperature, that is nothing but its boiling point. So, if any liquid is converting into gaseous state at 1 atmospheric pressure, that particular temperature is nothing but boiling point, right? So, if this phenomena, if a liquid is converting into gaseous state at boiling point, that can be called as vaporization, also called as boiling. But what is this evaporation is? Evaporation also conversion of liquid into gas only, but this is going to occur below the boiling point only. It may occur at boiling point also, but below the boiling point also it can occur. That is called as evaporation. Now for example, if you sprinkle some drops of water on the floor, here on the floor the temperature is not, means it is not nearer to 100 degrees Celsius, even it is not 50 also, it is less than that, it is very less than that. So after 1 or 2 minutes only you cannot see any water there because it evaporates. We are not saying it boils, we are saying that evaporates. So what is happening there? That water is converting into water vapor below the boiling point. Below 100 degrees Celsius only it is occurring. That is why we can say this as evaporation. So evaporation occurs below the boiling point. Vaporization, that is boiling, occurs at boiling point. Right. Now, along with that, we have some more other differences also between this evaporation and boiling process. Now, if you are having one bowl, if you are having one bowl of water, if you keep it like that without any lid, right? Without any lid, just you keep it there. After some hours, if you observe, mostly you can observe this phenomena in summer season. If you just take a lid, take a bowl, and in that you have taken the water, and without any lid, you kept this water outside. After some time, what you can see is the water level is going to means it will go to the bottom, means here it may come. After some time again it may come here. So what is happening here, from surface the water molecules are going to evaporate. So because of that only the water level will go down. So what is happening here, whatever the water molecules are present here at the surface, these are going to absorb the energy, absorb the heat energy externally, means in the surroundings whatever the heat energy is there, that will be absorbed by these water molecules, and after absorbing that, what happens, these are present in liquid state, right? So these all will absorb and they will convert into gaseous state, right? Next, below water molecules whatever are there, they will become the surface molecules. Again they will absorb the heat energy and they will go to the external, means they will go to the surroundings in the form of gaseous molecules. So as it is occurring only in the surface, we can say evaporation as a surface phenomena. It will occur only in the surface. It occurs only in the surface, not at the bottom. The water molecules which are present at the surface only going to absorb the heat energy and they will convert into the gaseous state, right? But if you see the vaporization process, in this vaporization process, what we are doing here, we are taking a bowl of water. Next, we are going to provide the heat by keeping it on the stove or on the Bunsen burner, right? So, there what is happening, water molecules, whatever are present at the bottom, they will absorb the heat energy and they will go to the top. Again, the water molecules which are present at the top, which are present in less temperature, they will come down, they will absorb the heat energy and again they will go up. Like this, all the water molecules are going to move top to bottom and also bottom to top. So, bottom molecules will go like this and top molecules will come like this. So, in this form, what is happening here, all the water molecules are participating in this boiling process or vaporization process. That is why we can say this vaporization process a bulk phenomena. Bulk phenomena. Evaporation is a surface phenomena and vaporization is a bulk phenomena. Right. Now, along with that, this evaporation is going to depend on some factors. So, the factors also let us see here. Here, if you take to observe the factors, here I am taking 5 ml of water in one small test tube and also in one saucer, right? So, one test tube I have taken and also one saucer. In both of that I have taken the same amount of water, right? Now, I'll take these two and I'll just keep it on a table, right? And after some time, if you observe, water level in the saucer will become very less, means evaporation is more in this case, and evaporation will be less in the case of test tube, because here what we said, evaporation is a surface phenomena, right? Here surface is less, evaporation also is less. Here surface is more, evaporation is more. So what we can say here, evaporation is directly proportional to the surface area. Surface area is more, then evaporation also will be more, right? Now along with that, we can see one factor we have seen, that is surface. If surface is more, evaporation is more. Now let us take here the both saucers only will take here, or otherwise cups let us take here. So 2 cups I have taken here. In these 2 cups I have filled the same amount of water. Let us take 10 ml of water or 50 ml of water, whatever. Now I'll take these two. Both of the waters are present at same temperature, right? Now one I'll keep it under the fan and the other one I'll keep it in the cupboard. One I'm keeping it near the fan, below the fan, and another one I kept at the means inside the cupboard. Then what happens after some time, if you observe, the cup which is kept under the fan, the water present in that cup is going to evaporate faster compared with the cup which is kept in the cupboard. So what is the reason here? Here wind energy will be flowing from the fan. So as the wind energy is flowing here, the energy absorbed by the surface molecules also will increase. Whenever it is increasing, they will convert into gaseous state and they will evaporate. So that is why we can say that evaporation is directly proportional to the wind energy. If wind energy is more, evaporation also will be more, right? Now along with that, we can take one more thing also. What is that? 2 cups I will take here. 2 cups I will take. I will put one on the table and the other one in the cupboard. Here on the table, temperature, little bit temperature means wherever temperature is more, there I will put it, like outside the house in the summer season, and this is present inside the house in the cupboard. So outside the house means the temperature will be anyway, it is more, and here inside the house or inside the cupboard I kept temperature is less. Here evaporation will be more and here it will be less. So what is the reason here? Along with the temperature, evaporation increases. So we can say 3 factors are affecting the evaporation process. One is surface area. If surface increases, evaporation increases. Second thing is wind energy. If wind energy increases, evaporation increases. Next one more is temperature. If temperature increases, evaporation increases. So like that we can say the factors which are affecting the evaporation. And one more thing also, let us discuss here about how this evaporation will cause cooling, and also how condensation causes warming, right? So let us see here how evaporation will become cooling phenomena. Now just take some petrol, or you take some any other perfume or anything like that, means which are volatile substances. Volatile substances means which are having very less boiling point and easily they will evaporate. That type of substance you take. Let us take petrol. So here I'll take some petrol and just I'll put it on my hand, or otherwise I'll take some acetone. Acetone also is one type of volatile substance which is going to have a very less boiling point, or otherwise you can take some alcohol. So alcohol, acetone or petrol or diesel or kerosene, all these are volatile substances. So just I'll put this type of volatile substance onto my hand and I can feel very cool. So why it is becoming very cool? Or even you can also observe, whenever you are having some pain, muscle pain like that is it's there, you are going to spray some painkillers. So painkiller sprays also will contain these volatile substances. So you will be feeling very cool. What is the reason for that? Here on your hand you are going to spray something here, means you are going to put some volatile substance. So what this volatile substance will do, it will absorb the heat energy from your hand. The molecules are going to absorb the heat energy from your hand, and they are present in what state? Liquid state. They have to convert into gaseous state. So what they will do? They will absorb the heat energy from your hand. In what form they are using that? They are using that heat energy to convert from liquid into gaseous state. Means the heat energy which is absorbed to convert liquid state into gaseous state. This is the hidden heat. This hidden heat we can also say as latent heat. Latent heat of, what we have to write here, what is the phenomena occurring here? liquid is converting into gas. So what we can say, latent heat of vaporization. So the heat is absorbed by this volatile substance. As I said, volatile substance means the petrol, diesel or kerosene or acetone or alcohol, anything that is going to absorb the heat energy from your hand, from the skin of your hand in the form of latent heat of vaporization. That is why you are going to feel cool. So that is why we can say this evaporation as a cooling phenomena, because it absorbs the heat energy and it will evaporate in the form of, it will convert into gaseous state. Evaporation is occurring. That is why we can say latent heat of vaporization. And we are also going to discuss about condensation process. How can we say condensation is a heating phenomena or warming phenomena? So let us see here how condensation is becoming a warming phenomena. So what is that? Here we said condensation. What does it mean? Gas is converting into liquid. So when gas is converting into liquid, what happens? How gas can convert into liquid? Here we are decreasing the temperature. We are decreasing the temperature means gas is going to release the heat energy outside, then only it will convert into liquid. Now just I'll say one example here. After your bath, you are still there in your washroom only. In your washroom, after your bath, you are there in your washroom. Then what happens? The water molecules which are present on the walls and also on the roof of your washroom, they are present in the form of gaseous state. These are gaseous molecules. If you are there in that washroom only for some time, these all gaseous molecules are going to release the heat energy outside and they are going to fall onto your body. So what is happening here? Gaseous molecules are releasing the heat energy outside and converting into liquid, and they will attach onto your body. So because of that, what happens? You will feel somewhat warm. So this is the reason after your bath, still if you are there in the washroom, you will feel somewhat hot. So the reason is condensation process. So what is happening here? Gaseous molecules are going to release the heat energy outside and they will convert into liquid. Before we have seen evaporation. In that evaporation, what is happening here? Liquid is converting into gas by absorbing the heat energy. In condensation process, gaseous molecules are going to release the heat energy outside and they will convert into liquid state. So we can say based on this, condensation is a warming phenomena. Evaporation is a cooling phenomena. Right? Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching my videos, and like, comment and share my videos. Thank you everyone.